Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler video series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then folks, yeah, there we go. I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about, hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I hope this is good, because I am really thirsty. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer around about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, yeah, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Tony Jaa shirt. Tony Jaa shirt. That is this gentleman right here. It's a little bit hard to see because of the fucking sun. But if you are unfamiliar with Tony Jaa, he is a martial actor, action star, absolute badass, who's been around for quite a while in terms of his overall film career. Started out as a stuntman, really just, in kind of like lower budget Thai films, but eventually was given the opportunity to start starring in his own films, which caused not only, his profile to really erupt internationally, but it really, for a little while, sparked like kind of a bit of a revolution within the martial arts films industry. Up to that point, there was a lot of re-emphasis on kind of like, the wire fu and stuff like that, and that's fine. It has its place, to be fair. But Tony Jaa came in doing incredible things as a human being, no wire assist, just awesome, super cool stuff, and like it caused the industry to kind of shit its pants a little bit. Unfortunately, he hasn't become the big, huge star that I always figured he would be, but he's one of those guys like everybody likes to work with. He's been, aside from doing his own stuff, he's been in the Triple X movie. God, what was the other thing? He was in one of the Expendables movies. Like, he's a guy, So, I really love his stuff, love his movies. Anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I sure hope this is good because I am thirsty. Because I headed about to, KFC, what with the Colonel and such. This is the Colonel's own lemonade. I usually, when I go to KFC, I get the Mountain Dew Lightning. That's like their exclusive flavor. And I've reviewed it, by the way. Go watch that review. That is like 99% of the time what I get when I go there. When I went there today, though, I specifically went into the store instead of going through the drive-thru. So when I got my cup for my order, I went over there and I was about to get the Lightning, and then I saw, oh, wait a second, they have their own brand of lemonade. And it actually reminded me that, like, several years back now, you could actually buy jugs of this stuff in the stores. Like, they would have, like, big containers of this stuff that you could take home with you. And it occurred to me, I don't think I've ever had their lemonade. So, let's get a thing for the thing, even though the thing is terrible. The lighting is so awful. Ha 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 ha! Let's give it a go. Let's find out how the Colonel's lemonade tastes. My guess is it's probably just branded from something else, but It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I'm okay with that. It's definitely, so because you do get this from their fountain machine, you can tell that it's a fountain drink mix. It's not like properly, obviously it's not freshly made. Although no reason you couldn't, in theory. But yeah, it has a heavier taste to it, which is a little bit unfortunate for me. I really like lemonade. It's actually one of my favorite drinks. I'm very specific about the things I like about a lemonade, though. I like it to be a nice mix of sweet and sour. I like it to be very light, very refreshing. I think that's what it makes a great lemonade, fundamentally. So, you want it to be a refreshing drink that you could go over there, have out on a hot day. It's not hot today, but, With this, the flavor is okay. It does have a nice mix of sweet and sour. The sourness has a nice little bite to it. More than I was expecting, honestly, from a fountain drink lemonade. But, yeah, it does, for me, lose some points in that, again, it is definitely like a fountain drink lemonade. It's probably made with like a syrup or something like that, some pre-made mix. It just, when you do that, yeah, you kind of lack that freshness, which is a shame. But it isn't bad. It has a nice lemony taste. And the bite to it is actually really solid. Like, it starts early, and then it perpetuates through the entire experience. And then at the very end, you're kind of left with it, and it really does hold. I will say this, for being a fountain drink lemonade, it might be the best fountain drink lemonade I've had, which is not a high bar. Realistically, it's not. But a lot of times when you get lemonade from a fountain drink, it's like Country Time or something like that. It is what it is. This has a little bit more personality to it. Like I said, I was expecting it just to be, some Colonel branded what the fuck ever stuff. But, no, I'll give it to it. It's got, if I was going to argue any point, maybe could use a little bit of balancing. The sourness might be a bit too pervasive at the end, because it almost gets to the point of being abrasive. Almost, not quite. But that's me mostly just kind of poking some holes. It's not, there's nothing hugely flawed about it. Again, the worst thing about it is just the fact that, yeah, it's definitely a fountain drink lemonade, Fundamentally, that's at its core. So it just doesn't have that nice refreshing aspect to it that you would want. It's a little bit heavier. But the flavor itself is actually pretty good. Two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I mean, realistically, if I'm going to KFC, I'm just going to get the fucking Mountain Dew Sweet Lightning because it's an exclusive thing and I really like it. But in that 1% of situations where I don't get that, would I get this? Sure. Like, it's a perfectly fine, lemonade for what it is. It's nothing amazing. It doesn't, definitely doesn't qualify with, like, really super proper lemonades. But again, for being what it is, it's tasty. It has personality to it. I don't hate it at all. I think it's overall pretty dang good. Again, especially within the capacity of what it is. I will say, after I said it, it's one of those things where it's like, there's no reason why KFC couldn't have, like, fresh lemonade, And I mean, I'm not trying to put that on, like, the people of KFC or anything like that, trying to add one more thing to their shit to do. But it is one of those things where it's like, there's no reason why you couldn't do that. Lemonade's not that hard to make. But, I just think, hey, if if KFC ever decides they want to brand that stuff, again, have one person whose job it is just to make lemonade all day. Your lemonade sewer, if you will. If I'm recommending it, I think it's fine. I think if you're going to KFC and you see it, it's perfectly fine. If you're a bit of a lemonade snob, I mean, you know already that you're probably not going to be grabbing this anyway, but if you're a bit more casual like myself, where, you have certain things you like, but you're not willing to be a dick about it, it's good enough. It's genuinely pretty tasty. It has its issues, but nothing substantial. And if nothing else, like I said, it does have some personality to it. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, spend this rest of your year, folks. Go over their episodes of truly, lemonade-tastic rest of your life. Because again, lemonade's just fantastic. Hell, even Afro Samurai, that was his favorite drink, right? Am I too old when I bring up Afro Samurai as a reference? I feel like I might be too old. But anyway, final 2 things. Excuse me. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating, just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations like that, it's important that when we find it in ourselves, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you've got a particularly favorite lemonade, right? You know, because some of us do. For me personally, it's probably Calypso. I like Calypso lemonades a lot. They have a lot of really fun flavors. And even just their straight lemonade is just premium stuff, man. Premium stuff. I really like it. But maybe you have a personal favorite, and hey, maybe you want me to go over there and try it out on the show. I'd be perfectly fine with that, provided I can get my hands on it or whatever. Feel free to go over there and suggest it in the comments. I'm always interested in trying out new stuff. You know, I can't always get to things, I will say that. You know, I've had people occasionally request stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll get to that. And then it's like I look up the information, it's like, oh, wait, this would be statistically very difficult for me to do, especially on a YouTube channel that I make no money off of. So, but lemonade I can usually make happen for you, right? Right. Anyway, bye.